Hi, my name is Abigail. I was a first-year student when I got pregnant, and this is my story. When I found out I was pregnant with Adam, it was definitely stressful to say the least. During that time, I'd already had my daughter Adelaide, and she was about 1. I was taking steps to go back to school. That was kind of my plan, like I'd set out. I felt joyful when I was pregnant with my daughter, but this time around, not so much, and that kind of made me feel a little bit guilty because I felt as if, you know, I was supposed to be happy, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't at a good place in my relationship either, so that kind of compounded the situation. I was under a lot of stress. I was very depressed, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I didn't tell anyone in my family just yet, even after I found out, not even their dad, just because I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I started thinking about having an abortion, and so I started kind of like doing research into that, finding out what the procedure would be like, where to go, like trusted places, because it's kind of a big thing, and I know that there's places, I hear horror stories all the time, so like all of that was in the back of my head. So while kind of researching that aspect of things, I kind of like stumbled upon the Pregnancy Care Center website. So I phoned, and I think it was at night too, so I might have left a message and then they phoned me back, and I set up an appointment, and I went kind of not sure what the whole thing was about to begin with, but I went anyways. And honestly, after leaving my first meeting, I definitely felt as if I was a little bit more directed. When I was going in, I thought that I was kind of going into a situation where they're gonna be like, oh no, don't have an abortion, don't do this. So I did feel a little bit intimidated at first when I went to my first meeting, but it wasn't what I expected at all. Yes, there was still a spiritual aspect to the conversation that we had, but it was never to kind of make me feel bad about wanting to have an abortion. After that first encounter, I decided, hey, I'm gonna keep going. And during that time, I was still contemplating having an abortion, and I met with Karen, and Karen, she was kind of just helping me to think things through. She kind of showed me that there's other options apart from adoption, like there's apart from abortion, there's parenting, there's adoption. And then she asked me if I thought about those other things, and I did say to her at that time that I don't think that any of those would be an option for me, because I don't think I could bring the child to full term, and I don't think I could parent because there's too many things going on. So I kept telling her, yeah, I'm definitely going to have an abortion. I kept kind of putting it off because deep down I really didn't want to do it, but just because I felt like I had no choice, I felt like that was the only option. Abortion is no longer an option. There's still other steps, there's still other things you could do. You could consider parenting, or you could consider adoption. And definitely one of the things that helped me through my pregnancy was going there on Saturdays, talking to Karen. She kind of, all the things that were jumbled in my mind, she helped me to just lay them out and tackle them one by one. I was able to tackle telling the people in my family that I was having another child. I was very scared about that. Why? I don't know. I already had a child, but I ended up telling them. I told my dad, I told my sister, I told my mom, I told the kid's dad, and kind of got everything out there. Started to make a plan about going back to school, what I would do if I did give the child up for adoption. They kind of helped me walk through that process. I met with a representative from the adoption agency who explained the process to me some more. Karen put me through with the Lifeboat program, and I started getting like stuff for the baby, clothes, diapers, white, to Karen as kind of my mentor then. So anytime I had an issue, I would always call her or message her, send her an email and be like, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, can you help me with this? And really there was kind of nothing that I asked that she didn't find a way to kind of help me with. Anyone is ever in a situation where they feel like they can't see the way out, they don't know what to do. You might not know what to do, that's completely fine. But just try and get help. One of the things for me too was don't like talking about kind of my personal life either. That was a big thing too. And slowly but surely, I kind of opened up. And like I said, all you could do, like, you won't know what's gonna happen unless you try. So I always say at least try. Even if you go to like one appointment and you end up not liking it, at least you tried. So just try to make those connections. Everyone is really nice here. I've yet to meet one person that I haven't liked. No one has ever said anything mean to me or been negative to me at all. No one has ever judged me for any choices that I've made, but it's always been support. I always felt like I was a part of a network of support where I could get the help that I needed, or even if it wasn't help, just somebody to talk to. There's always resources around to connect moms with moms. Even I know they have meeting with fathers as well. There's just so many resources and so much help that you can get, where as if you're just sitting in that space, just feeling alone, you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So just go out there and try. That's all I can really say. I don't know, I still think it's one of the best choices I made. The best kind of random thing I ever did. I don't even know what kind of guided me to just click on the link back then, but oh my god, I had nothing to lose anyway, so I just took a risk and it worked out. Yeah.